I hope you all are doing well. Oh my god, I'm just so like, it's almost, I know what's happening here, so I'm not like freaking out about this, but it's, I'm frustrated. I was trying to make a video yesterday because I was feeling this energy so intensely coming through my field, and yet I felt like I was speaking exactly on what I had spoken about in my last video, which is about all of this false garbage that's entrapping people and tricking people into thinking that they're on some kind of ascension journey when they're really not. And I was like, why am I just going to talk about all the same stuff? And, you know, today, like, a lot of stuff was kind of brought to light, which I've been struggling with for, I don't know, at least a couple of months now. With these energies that are it's really these, how do I talk about this? These individuals that don't want to do, well, I mean, most people don't want to do the work, right? Like, I didn't want to do the work either. I was kind of forced into doing it, but then again, it was also my soul that was pushing me, you know. I think I've talked about this in the past, just this urgency to get somewhere that I didn't know where I was trying to get. But thank God, because now I understand the difference between what I was feeling before and what I thought I was connecting to before, or at least what people told me that I was supposed to be connecting to or feeling, and what I really feel now. And it only came through working on my energetic field. And what I see is a lot of people passing themselves off as healers or just beings of light in general. And many of them appear as very, very beautiful souls, very, very beautiful people. I would say highly respected people in the community. The problem is they have not cleared their energetic fields. And so, and I've talked about this before, you know, we are templated beings. That's how we came into form. We have templates in our field that hold certain tones that should not be there. Well, because a lot of it got inserted right at the moment of conception and the inception and into this reality and all that kind of stuff. But you can't bypass getting that out of your field. And yet, right now, there are a lot of people who are successfully running with that in their field. It appears, right, that they know what they are doing, that they know what they are talking about. They can say all the right things. They can come through with the right energy, the right look of love and compassion, and yet the underlying tone is incorrect. And the reason most people cannot tell that is because they also have it in their energy fields, right? And I've experienced this. I think something resonates with me, and the reason that it resonates is because I still had that tone in my field, you know. And again, the reason we had these things, a lot of this stuff in us, was because this is what we came to heal and what we came to root out. And yet, in many ways, it's very tricky because that can be used against you, and you can really, you can be tricked by that, entrapped by that. And what I have been observing, and this now is just personal to my own experience, but you know, I've been connecting, I've been doing these sessions, I've been kind of posting things about my own individual session work that I run, and this information is for everyone. That's why we're doing this, right? So we can all find our way back to source. Not that we were ever disconnected, right? Of course, we are all connected to source, but we have so much stuff that's there it really clogs that flow. So it's essentially, to the human, it feels like we're disconnected from source, right? So, so individuals are, you know, it's not hard. You go on YouTube, you go on Facebook, you read some articles, right? Like, all the information out there sounds like it's the same, and we even have that story of like, oh, this is wonderful, everyone's connecting to the same information, isn't this great, this is synchronicity, this is confirmation, this is blah 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 blah. And yet, like, from what I've been watching, most people do not connect in directly to source. It's some kind of step down energy, or it's some kind of, you know, they're in the false matrix. And it's not easy to think and feel that you are bringing in something authentic when it's really not. And I've experienced that as well, you know. So, and at this point, it's like I know the difference between the two. Well, it's not just two, right? But it's like there's the source connection, and then there's everything else. And I see that so many things that are being brought through now are... I was watching a video the other day. I'm not even sure what he is, but he was talking about, he was showing some videos of like the, I don't know if they were satellite images, but he was trying to show the energy in the atmosphere, right? Like outside of the earth, something that had been captured. And he was showing, and I wasn't listening to it because I was in an office, so I had the volume turned off and I was just reading, you know, the captioning, which sometimes they change those words. But he kept using this phrase, which is so funny, because he was talking about how NASA was trying to hide the fact that they had spotted this like wave of energy that was coming into the atmosphere. And so he's like, you know, if you go on this NASA site and look at their explanation for this, right? He's like, this is word salad. He calls it word salad, right? So it's like you chop up all these words and you throw it into a bowl, and then you just pick some stuff out and you rearrange it, right? And you think you're getting the original, authentic information, and you're not. And essentially that's what's happening out there in the community. It's like you bring things in, and I mean I've seen it with my own eyes, I heard it with my own ears, you know. It's like things that I have brought through from source, through source, and it gets, what in the world? It's like these people take these things and they repackage it, they run it through their fields, which are not clear and clean, right? So it comes out with this extra crap in there because they haven't done the real work. And I know I'm repeating myself. I don't know how many different ways to say this, I guess, but it's like, and unfortunately the problem is we can't see that until we ourselves are clear, you know? And so it's like, I feel like I'm arguing with so many people right now. It's like, who are you to say this? Who are you to know this? Who are you to think that you know better? It's like, I don't know. I'm not anybody except a person who went through this whole process, who was in the place where I didn't know shit from shit, you know? Like, it was all, I don't know. I was super confused. I thought that when I was working with certain people that they were helping me. And then I would go to other people and then they would tell me, oh my God, half your energy field is like missing. It's cut off. Like, what did you do? I don't know. I went to somebody and he said he took something out that wasn't supposed to be there. Like, I don't know. But he didn't even know what he was doing, right? He didn't understand energy. And it's not hard to think that you are really feeling something true when it's not, right? It's not hard to feel energy in your body and get all excited about it and think that, oh my God, like I have the power within me now to heal people. But again, if your energy field isn't clear, you've got, that's crap that you're running out of, you know, and that you're dispensing out into the world and out into the fields. And so it really does a disservice to the innocent people who are caught in the middle, who are just trying to figure out what's going on and just trying to find their connection and their realignment with source. Even though those aren't the correct words, right? Because the connection is there and you don't need to realign. You need to remove all this garbage to have that flow again. and my body hurts, and I'm incredibly frustrated, and I'm struggling with how to say this in a way that makes sense, because the problem also is that until you actually experience it, you don't know for sure, right? And so the only thing we can do is to continue to keep pushing forward until we know that we know, and that we know that back then we thought we knew but we didn't know, and now we know that we really know. Like, that's how this journey goes. And it's really, really unfortunate. But again, like, this is what's been happening over and over and over and over again. And it's so, I don't know, sad isn't even the right word. I love Source. Like, I love connecting to this energy. And it saddens me that so few people can hear it, and so few people can actually feel it, and that it becomes this game of egos. And I know we've talked about that, right? Like, oh, the ego, yeah, you have to root out the ego. But I'm talking about, like, way beyond just what we think we know about ego and control and dark energies. Like, this is overtaking other people's energy fields and stealing things and repackaging and using it for their own benefit. And part of me is not really concerned, because I know that those energies are going to be taken out. And if that is what you have built your foundation on, if that is what you have built your livelihood on, you're not going to have anything to stand on, because you have neglected building your true platform of true source light, you know. So it's not to say, like, oh, what am I going to do now? You know, like, all this stuff is messing with everything, because it will come crashing down. What's so disheartening is all of the innocent people who are caught in the crossfire of this. You know, the ones who are truly operating from source, and the ones who are just stealing that energy from the ones who have really done the work, and running it through their own energy fields, and running it through their demonic tones, and running it through their false light, and running it through their AI interfacing, and spewing that all over the masses. And people are eating it up. They think it's the greatest thing, because, oh, you're saying things? Oh God, you're saying so much stuff. Thank you so much for giving us so much information for free, and for, you know, this is for everyone and for all, and what, like, for real. Because someone does it for free, because someone looks beautiful, because someone has a beautiful voice, because, oh, they sound so loving. They can have all of that and still be of the wrong tone. And you won't recognize it, because you're still running those tones in your field as well. So it's going to resonate to you, and you're going to think it's truth. And this is what is so... This is the part that frustrates the heck out of me, because how do you explain that to someone, right? That, again, because we hold these things in our field, that's why it comes to us. That's why we're drawn to it, you know? And so the most important thing is to focus on aligning your own energy field, to focus on rooting out these things. You know, who cares about what is going on with the reptilians and what is going on with the Anunnaki and all these things? That has nothing to do with your energy field. Yes, you may be feeling the effects of that, but the reason you're feeling the effects of that is because it's in your energy field. So if you get it out of your energy field, that won't even matter, because you're not going to resonate to that. So why is all of that important? And why are we so fascinated with that? I know why, right? Like, I used to do that too. But the most important thing is your energy field. And when you start to work on that, all this other stuff starts to fall away, and you start to understand that you can walk in the light, and all this stuff can be going on around you, and it doesn't matter, because you are connected to true light. And that will always have your back. And that will always resurrect, no matter what. And so part of me feels ridiculous, because I know that what's happening right now doesn't even matter, that it will be resolved and corrected. But yet then I also understand that this is just part of what I'm needing to say, right? This is what my field is saying. This is what is coming through. This is what Source is calling attention to, because there are people who cannot see this. And that's not because there's something wrong with them. This isn't about shaming people. This is about saying, you know, it's resonating to you because that's still in your energy field. And if that was cleared out of your energy field, you might have the same reaction, like, what in the world is going on over there? So not to rely on something resonating to you as making it true, as making it of Source. There are many, what I would say, if I were to look at them without knowing what I know and being able to sense what I can sense, I would say so many beautiful souls. They speak beautifully. They speak beautiful light language. They look beautiful. They come through with such kindness and compassion. And it's totally possible for someone to come through that way and not be connected to Source energy. It's really scary. It's really, really scary to see what is out there. You know, I'm not scared because I've been through it. I understand it. And I know that I know where I am. I'm scared for other people. I'm scared for the experiences that people are having. I'm scared when I see someone come back to me, a client that I've worked with, and their energy field has been chopped in half, essentially. And people are okay with it because they can't sense it, because they don't even know what their own energy field feels like, because we've had so much stuff inserted into it. We don't even know what feeling whole is like, right? So it's a bit of a catch-22. It's a bit of a double-edged sword. It's a bit of a paradox. And it's not surprising that so many people are trapped in all of this because of the level of chaos that is out there. I think I'm going to stop there because I have tried to record this video so many times, and I don't even know how to explain this or how to say this in a different way, except that, you know, I love putting out light language videos. I love connecting to Source energy and channeling this information. It breaks my heart that it gets used. It's not that it's even getting used against me. It's getting used against the innocent. And that really is frustrating. That really upsets me. And I know it will be resolved, but in the meantime, I can't help but feeling like I am feeding the system, you know? And yet this is part of, right, like trying to stop people who are doing the work, who are putting out truth. This is how this works. So, anyway, I hope that this made some kind of sense to someone. I hope that it's helpful. I hate making these videos because I really don't like calling people out or calling things out. I wish we could all just go and do our thing, and, you know, but this is why. This is the system. These are the programs, right? This is what they do. They do everything in their power to keep unions from happening. And I think that's the urgency of this message too, is that, like, you know, there's so much union energy coming in. I'm really excited about what I've been seeing in terms of the masculine energies coming in so strongly. So that's really exciting. But I do feel like, you know, twins specifically are being targeted in a very interesting way right now with all of this. And everything's a little bit upside down. So, all right. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. We'll talk soon. Take good care.